Greetings! Welcome to this week's DigiScrap layout. I'm Anita with BeanDesigns.com. Thank you for watching this video and sharing in my journey. The two-page spread this week will feature my third grandbaby who turned 1 in January. While working on this layout, we're going to review opening an image with the proper properties for printing, use the flip tool, select and delete portions of a background paper to create a mat, size elements for a pleasing layout, discuss text, explore two ways to create a vignette effect, use the color picker, and review adding dimension to pictures, elements, and pages. Let's get started. Here is a mock-up of where we're headed, just a basic diagram. It's not complete, but it gives you an idea of where we're headed. So let's start by opening up two images. We're going to open up one for the left and one for the right. Remember to choose advanced options to verify. If you're printing your pages, you want to create them at 300 pixels per inch. That would be 3600 by 3600 for a 12 by 12 paper page. So it's our left page and our right page here. I like to magnify them to 25%. That way I can see the entire page, entire layout while I'm creating it. Okay, let's pull in our photos. We're going to put this photo on our left, and we're going to bring these three to the right page, as well as this one. You can see that we have 4 photos on here because we have 4 layers. We can also grab them and pull them around. These were cell phone photos, and therefore they pull in as a smaller size. We're going to just leave them and work with them at this size. We're going to leave our left page alone for a moment and work on our right page. But I guess we'll do that after we let's pull in all of our papers and things. I'm going to use, this kit is called Always and Forever. It is done by Gen C Designs. I'll put the information in the information box here below the video. I got this a while back from Got a Pixel. It was their daily download. So let's pull in our paper. I want the same paper background. Well, we're going to start with the same paper background on both the left and the right page. So let's pull it to the left and to the right. This is going to be our background page. And then we're going to use a couple of papers to make mats over here on our right page to go underneath the photos. So let's pull in that one. Wrong folder. And let's do this pink one. Let's hide this folder. You can tell down on the bottom there, the guideline is the loading bar. You can tell that it's coming. Let's pull in some elements. I want this blue flower. And this pink flower. I guess it hides because let's put it over here and let's take it just large icons so it's easier. We're going to pull in this string. We're going to pull in these short ribbons, a yellow one and a pink one. All right. This kit also included a set of an alphabet that they had done. So we're going to use the blue one. I'm going to use this one, and I'm going to use an uppercase R and a lowercase e and S and O. I think that's all we need, but we can always go back if I find I have something else. So I'm going to, see, I moved those around first, but you know what? For visual, it would be nice if I moved these background papers to the background so we can see all of our photos. Excellent. Um, oh, that was really a good idea because see, I was moving these around and my photos were right there. So we're going to just loosely place these letters above. I do know I'm going to want to increase the size of the capital R. So let's make that layer active. I'm going to do my scale tool and let's grow that, activate it. It's pretty good. Let's start with that. Oh, I touched it, so there you go. Let's close that tool. Let's make it a move tool so we can grab things without causing an alteration to go around. So what my plan is, I'm going to put 3 ribbons under each set of 2 photos. So I want to need 2 more of the yellow ribbon 4. See, it's highlighted in yellow, so let's duplicate that 2 more times. That was ribbon 4. This is ribbon 3. We're going to duplicate that 2 more times. Now I have my move tool, so we'll move the yellow to the middle, down here, pink, pink, and then this yellow up, and pink in the middle. And we want those underneath the papers. I mean the photos. Let's put those underneath the photos. See, it would have been easier for me if I would have done that before I duplicated all of those ribbons. But let me move the photos on top of the ribbons. One more photo. So now we have the ribbons, basic idea here. You see that going on. I'm going to want this. This is so cute. I love the string here and the hearts and the way it's looped. It is going to, I want it to be on top of everything. So the string, we're going to pull it. Let's reorder our layers. But this is kind of imposing upon the picture, right? So we're going to go over to our toolbox. We're going to select the flip tool. And this flip tool works on just the layer. So this layer where the string is, we'll click on it and it's going to flip it horizontally. So now this big loop is away from her picture and we can put, we can move it around and put this heart here to where it's part of the picture, but it allows for us to see her. All right, this is a general idea. I'm looking at this here and I'm thinking, okay, this is really close to like the center. I kind of want it to be more of a thirdish. So instead of this being at the center line, I would like this little line here to be closer to here, like we have 2/3 space up here and 1/3 space down here. Yeah, when I was doing that, I touched the layer and moved it. So you can just go to edit and you can undo what you just did. So let me just start pulling. Let me start with the pictures. I have my move tool, so I'm going to start moving pictures down. Oh, look there. See, I forgot I had those flowers in there. Oh, I had something really cool to do with those. Hold on, we'll get there in just a sec. Okay, so we've got the pictures in place. Let's do, I'm going to put these two here kind of close together, and then we're going to have the pink and yellow kind of close there, and then okay, that looks very pleasing. Let's move our string to where it's not really interfering with much of anything. Our one, I kind of want it to fill like this little space right here. So let me activate that layer. We're going to scale it. Let's make it, look there. Let's fill that space. Loosely fill that space. All right, let's look at, so now if you don't look at her name, you just look at this here on the whole page, that's pleasing to me. Now let me move, let's kind of arrange these. Okay, what I'm going to do is resize this flower to put on top of the R. Scale that, move it over, and move it above the R. That's not it. There we go. So kind of put it there. Now let's find the other flower. We activated the pink one, the pink layer. We activated the pink layer. I'm going to scale that pink flower, use my move tool and bring it. We need to reorder our layers to get it on top. It's a little bit too large there, you see that. So let's make it, scale it again, and put it over there. I'm looking at that E and I'm going, it's a little high. It's a little too high. So let's grab it and move it down a little bit. I'm also wondering, what if this is only 2 flowers? So let's duplicate this blue flower and pull one over here. There, or should I put it? I think I'm gonna put it there. I think that I failed to pull over. There was another piece of yellow stitching that I wanted in my mock-up. I had wanted to put in here. So let's pull that in. And let's move that to, my question is, I'm gonna just have to look at it. Do I want it to like stitch where it's stitching these ribbons down, or do I want it on, you know what, I think I want it on ribbons, but I don't want to stitch all the ribbons down. Okay, let's put this in here. I want to duplicate that because I want 2 of them. I want to put it below the string, stitching below the string. You know, I duplicated it, but I didn't move this one there. So let's go with that for now. You know, I want that one above it. I want the one on top of that new stitching. And we're going to have two mats. We have, let me hide the pink mat. We have this mat. This is our background paper. The mat has more busyness going on, more colors. So I want just a little bit of this to show, and then primarily the mat primarily being this pink. This pink one, I want there to be a border covering the string, the pictures, all the way up. We're going to take that mat from the right edge over to probably 3/4 or so, maybe even more, over toward the center. And do move layer. So I want to make the pink paper my active layer. I'm going to use my selection tool over on the right, open up my tool options to make sure that I don't have feathered edges or rounded corners highlighted, which I do not have that highlighted. I'm going to draw my rectangle around where I want the pink to be. So this is going to be a border all the way around, my area. So you see I have space outside of the ribbons over on the left. Um, on the top part, I have space above the two pictures on the top and the two pictures on the bottom. I'm going to choose this. I recognize that my string overlaps, but I think visually that would work. So this is our selection. So at this point, I have selected the inside. I could easily copy and paste this as a new layer, or alternatively, we could go select invert. Now we just control X the remaining part, the outside part, and select none to have no selection. We're still on this layer, and we're going to go to layer. We're going to crop to active. Now that gets rid of the white part, the blank space. So this is a good mat all the way around everything. Now we're going to make this busy chevron rainbow paper active. We're going to draw we've got our select tool. We're going to do our rectangle on the outside of that. I think if you wanted to be exact, you certainly could select the outside of the pink and then expand your selection the same amount around. So we'll definitely choose that as an option at a future time to show that. This time we inverted. I deleted, selected none, I go to layer, cropping it to the content. And there we have photo mats underneath all of our stuff that's going on here. And I like the fact that, so we could move Rose to where she's off the mat. I'll just have to play with that and see, do I want this? Because this is really our title. And maybe we do want that to be over on its own this isn't how I did the mock-up, but I'm kind of looking at it going, maybe I kind of want it to be like this. Then I could do some little journaling right here, like maybe justify some journaling right over in this little area here. Liking the way this is looking. So Rose and 1. That seems kind of weird. I wanted to turns. I'm going to type out turns where it kind of turn it where it's up and down inside this little crook right here. So rows turns 1. This is my plan. So let us, we're highlighting the pink. We're on the pink layer. We're going to choose our text tool. And you see the color for our text tool is a blue. I'm not sure. I'm thinking that might be what I want to use, but let me show you how we would choose that. So I clicked on, let me show what I did. I clicked on this color and it brought us a whole, this um, whole menu here. So I'm going to choose the eyedropper. I'm going to go over to the blue and I'm going to choose that and it gives us this blue here. We're going to push OK. So now we have a blue that matches what's going on here. I'm going to put my, I clicked on the area there and we're going to say turns. That's it, turns. Apparently I was doing something unusual here because we have a font size of 1000. Pretty sure that is not the size that we need. So let me see about over on the right, I did 100. And then I pushed enter. And you can see that I did not put an R in there, turns. So that's not as big as I want. So let us change that to 250. That looks a lot closer to fitting the size where I want it to be. So we're going to just click anywhere to stop the text function. I can click on the move tool on the right. We're highlighted. This is the layer that we're on. I'm going to use the rotate tool to grab this and turn it. I manually turned it. You can also put in here a -90. Put it at a 90 degree, and there we are. Voila. Rotate to apply our plan. And fills that space right there. Rows turns 1. Do I want it put it? I think it looks weird there. So I'm going to put it. There we go. Rows turns 1. This is looking really good. Liking this. Our next step on this page, the right page, is going to be shadows, adding dimension, finishing it up. That's like the final pieces. So let me just start on that. Let's duplicate it. I'm going to feather my edges, round my corners. I duplicated the layer, choosing selection, deleting that center part. Then I'm going to my mode tool, pushing multiply. Then I'm choosing my opacity, selecting none. Then my next step, just working from the bottom up, my next is one of the mats, the wavy mat. So I duplicated it. I'm going to right click, alpha to selection. I'm going to select feather, shrink, going to cut, pink, select, duplicate, alpha to selection, select feather, so I highlighted the turns. This is our text. Very much like the squares, you can also alpha to select. We can feather just like we do the squares. Shrink it. It would be helpful though if we duplicated it first. And then we multiply, and now I've given dimension to our font there. Look at that. We're just going to put a shadow on the ribbons. So you see at the top it says repeat drop shadow. Next ribbon up, filters, repeat drop shadow. Next ribbon up, filters, repeat drop shadow. All of the ribbons have shadows now. Let's find all of the letters. We've added shadows to almost everything. There we are. There's the row R. Let's take a look at the left page now that we've completed the right page. We have our background paper that we brought over before and our one photo. We're going to use the Vignette effect, which is found in Filters, Light and Shadow, Vignette, that is available in the newest version of GIMP, GIMP 2.10.14. That's our first one we're going to do. In order to do this, I'm going to hide that paper we brought over. It leaves us with the white background and our photo. So we need to make the photo our active layer. Go to Filters, Light and Shadow, Vignette, and that is beautiful. So this is applied to the current layer only. We can change a lot of different things using our tools. First of all, I want to change the color. So if I click on the color, you can use your eyedropper to choose a color, or I can choose this one here is a recently used blue that we used earlier, and that changes the vignette to the blue. I'm going to push OK. Then we have all kinds of different, you can play with this to do exactly what you want. So the default is 1.2 on the radius, and if you move that, you can see it covers more of her or less of her. I kind of like the default there, the 1.2. Softness, you can look at, it clears up more of the center or not. So I actually want a little bit, let's clear her up in the center, just a little bit there. Proportion squeeze. Let's look at the squeeze. I want to show you something. So you can move it to the where it's smaller. I kind of like that. So we're going to leave it there. The X and the Y move it across the screen and up and down. So let me just, if you move, this moves the oval to the left or to the right. I'm going to put it back at 50%. Okay. And then the Y moves the oval up, down and up. So you can adjust what is your highlight. I'm going to put those right back at 50%. Okay. So we're going to, I like this, so I'm going to push OK. However, this is a 12 by 12 page, and now I have white pieces out here. Well, we're going to fix that. I'm going to select the background layer. I'm going to select my bucket fill tool. The foreground color is that blue. I'm going to click inside the white. And it's filling the background paper with this blue color. Should be a seamless, it'll be seamless all the way around. Look at that. Isn't that not beautiful? So there you go. Beautiful paper, page on the left, highlighting her. You can also, let me use my move tool, select her layer, and you can grab her and move her. So if you wanted to not have her right in the center, you can do that. You see what I'm saying? All right, so let's leave her there. Select none. Oh, I know what we can do. I'll just put this on the okay, there we are. I wanted to get those lines off the center of her. So here we have the left page, you have the right page, all set to go. This is using the Vignette tool inside of the version, the newest version, the 2.10.14 version of GIMP. While I'm pleased with the way this looks, it's adorable outlining her. I was wondering what it would look like if I was able to make a mask, make a vignette using the background page with this checkered little hash marks going. So I figured out a way to do it using the mask. I'm going to show you how I do it. So I'm going to hide this vignette. We're going to hide the background paper. We're going to show the hash mark paper and this is a new copy of the photograph. Placed her in the center here. While the previous vignette was applied to the photograph, this operation that we're going to do in this version will be applied to the paper. So we have the paper layer active. I'm going to add a mask to the paper layer and make it white, full opacity. Okay, so we've added a mask. We're going to use our ellipsis select tool. I'm going to feather select. This is nice too, is I get to choose exactly what shape I'm interested in. I'm interested in I'm interested in closing it out. Okay, let's start again. So this one let's put the right over there. I want to show her little hand here a little bit, but I want to raise this up just a bit to just go around her little head right there. So it's just a little bit from the top. I feel like we need to make it more symmetrical. This looks really good. So we've selected the inside here. So now we're going to make black our foreground color. We're going to use our bucket fill tool and we're going to fill the center part with black. The mask is white. Mask is covering everything. When we do the black, it removes that part. I had the photograph on top of the layer we were affecting, because remember the active layer is the decorative background paper layer, but I needed to have the photo on top so that I could place my selection around her. As soon as this operation is finished, the little circles going around and around stops, we can reorder our layers and take a look at what we have done here. It's taking a little bit of time. Okay, let's move the paper underneath, and there we have our outline. You can see that it's feathered a little bit. We're going to now select none, and we're going to go to our filters, blur, Gaussian blur. And this blurs the area around her. You see how it blur, actually that blurred all of her. We don't want it that much. We want it to be clear on the inside, but blur around. So it's just another option. When we do this one, we can then do the same dimension thing where we duplicate the layer and multiply the edge. Here's the final layout. I tweaked the title, did some journaling, added a few more flowers to the title, and voila, it's all done. I'm very pleased with this one. So this is our second out of 52, so we have 50 more to go. Once again, I want to thank you so much for watching this video and joining me in this journey. Feel free to subscribe to my channel and click the bell so you will be notified when the next video is ready. What are you working on currently? Leave a message below and let me know. Have a great day and blessings on you and your family as you make and preserve memories for the future generations through scrapbooking. Bye bye, till next week.